Hey, so folks, thank you so much for joining in this evening. This is a very, very important call. Is if you recall, about I would say a month ago or so, maybe a month and a half ago, maybe two, our CEO Joe Wojtycki was on a conference call and he was sharing some insights on some news that are coming in. And tonight is the night where Joe's going to be sharing some initial information. I don't have all the details, other than the fact that some information is starting to be released, and in light of the economy, the inflation, and everything else, there's a lot of changes that are taking place. And what I love about Max is they're always innovative. They always find ways to be able to pierce through the challenges and adversity to be able to keep moving forward and to stay for the long term. And as a matter of fact, I have our guest speaker here. And before I introduce him, I just want to give you a chance, Tammy, to share a few words. But I'm really, really excited for the announcement and the news that he's about to share. So, Tammy.
I just know that last week when Joe shared this with the leadership, we're all very excited on the future of Max. And I once you hear this stuff, you're going to realize it's something that we've all really wanted. And I'm not going to blow it for you, Joe. I'm going to let you share
No,
all this information.
okay.
But
You can blow it.
we're
You guys can, you can share it. So I don't know if Chris, if you shared it with them that I got caught up in a little bit of a travel issue.
I have.
So okay, so I'm still in the airport trying to find my bags here in
Oh,
Atlanta. My flight had gotten a flat tire. I've never been on a plane that got a flat tire before, but so there's a first time for everything. The plane was literally taxiing down the runway, about ready to take off, and all of a sudden you know, like when you're driving down the highway and your tire blows, it starts going whoop 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 whoop. I'm like, I've never heard a plane make that sound before. And so the plane stops in the middle of the runway, pre-takeoff. I'm glad that we didn't actually take off, because I can't imagine having landed on that tire, but that could have resulted in. But
That would have been. Wow. Well, I'm glad that it happened before instead of after, because Joe, we need you around, man.
yeah, hold on.
Oh, I'm just kidding around, but I'm sometimes things happen for a reason. So at this point, Joe, are you ready to for us to kind of give you the mic and to be able to share with the team what's going on? Obviously, you won't have any screen to share.
So my question is would you be able to share your screen and pull up the website and pull up the
of course,
pull up the video for us? I think that would be great.
Absolutely, I can do that. Now the website, I don't know if I have it with me. Did you want to text it to me, WhatsApp it to me, and then I'll just share it with the team here?
I will send it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just adjust with no worries. We'll just adjust with the situation.
Awesome.
If you want to put it on the chat, I can get it right from there.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So the reason that I'm a little looking for my bag, because I don't know if it got to the flight that I got on.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for taking the time and not canceling the call. Really appreciate you for that.
No problem. Okay. So while Chris is pulling that up, so we've about a year and now it's about 18 months ago, a year and a half, we were approached by a production company that was doing a live streaming show called Going Public. And so what this was a show that was showing early stage companies that were looking to raise capital and do it through an online platform. So hold on a second. What happened with your flight?
Okay, just bear with us here, folks, as we're dealing with the situation. Information is recorded and it will be delivered. We just need to settle a little bit here. Joe, you're muted if you're talking to us.
The final one
Yeah.
is gonna be Salt Lake.
Yeah, my final
Okay.
destination is Salt Lake.
So you leaving from Salt Lake to,
I'm leaving from Atlanta
Atlanta to
now
Salt Lake?
to Salt Lake,
okay,
but I'm just trying to find my bag.
so he just said it didn't make this flight, so you might just have to wait till you get to Salt Lake.
I just muted Joe here while he's dealing with Joe. Yeah, I just muted you while you're dealing with the gentleman there, just so you're aware that you're muted.
Sorry, I just didn't want to leave the baggage collection area without finding out what happened to my bag.
No, I appreciate
but-
that.
So anyway, sorry guys. So we signed up for this show. I went down. I was not, as I usually am. I was fairly cautious about it because I want to make sure that they were doing things professionally. And I understand from my previous career in finance that there are a lot of very risky things with doing a Regulation A offering. Companies get caught up in some unsavory situations. So I wanted to check to make sure that they were doing this properly and following all the rules and regulations and making sure that it wasn't what in the industry is known as a pump and dump type situation. So, and I wanted to see also that they do a good job with respect to the filming and everything else to make us look professional. Wasn't one of these shows that are just trying to make you look bad for dramatic effect. So when I went down to do the filming, found in my diligence that these guys were extraordinarily professional, that everything they did was above board, everything they did was very, very high quality, and that the companies that participated in the show, they all doubled their revenue, which was really, really important. So it was successful in terms of capital raising and also in terms of generating revenue for the companies from sales of their products. So we signed up to do the show. The show had been on the first season was broadcast on entrepreneur.com. And again, it was very successful. Now, season one was so successful for these guys that the Dow Jones and Wall Street Journal group picked up the show. And the difference between entrepreneur.com and Wall Street Journal and Dow Jones is night and day. Much, much bigger platform. And when you look at MarketWatch, it has somewhere around 8 million people that use MarketWatch. There are 450 million impressions on the Wall Street Journal group across all of their properties, which this show is going to be marketed across. 450 million impressions a month. They control 2 out of every $5 spent in the US is affected by this group. So it is an enormous marketing group. So we got lucky. The show got picked up by this group, and they want to use it for content. They obviously like the story. So it's a huge, huge opportunity. Now, if you hit that button, that Max button there, so this is where this is housed, and this will give you an idea of what they do.
And Joe, just
Okay.
to give you a bit of these folks most have absolutely no idea on what's going on right now. So just wanted you to know that they have no history of anything. So right now what you're telling them is a first starting point, understanding what it is that you're working on. So just want to give you a reference.
Okay, cool. So if you scan up on that site, Chris, so you can see, so people can see the page. So this is how this is the landing page on goingpublic.com. It gives a story of Max, basically gives the story that I've given them, who I am. And if you scan down a little further, Chris, it talks about the values of the company, what we are trying to promote to people. and what we're committed to, so they have an idea. And you see that button in the upper right where it says click to invest. That's going to go live after the SEC approves our offering, and that will allow the general public to invest in Max. So now if you go back, Chris. So this is just a sample. This stuff isn't, it hasn't been edited. There are a few things that have to get changed, but once the SEC approves it, it will go live. So if you go back up to the top, and I'll let Chris play the video for you, which is the teaser that they've done, and it gives you a sense of the quality of the work that they do. So you see where it says "Watch More" on the left there,
Oh,
just
I
above the Max. If
Okay.
you click on that, and then you have to hit the volume button, obviously. Yeah.
Okay,
So
here we are.
let people see.
Coming your way in season 2. Take a look.
Do you know that the average American spends almost $4,000 on health and wellness products every year? More people than ever are looking for proven ways to strengthen their immune system, combat aging, and live their best lives. Max has that. Not only do we have the patented science, we also have independent peer-reviewed studies that prove the efficacy of our products. Products that millions of people throughout 24 countries have come to trust. Lives have been changed in countless ways. That's where we've invested our time over the last 15 years. And last year, we sold nearly $40 million of products globally. But in the US, which is the biggest health and wellness market on the planet, we've only scratched the surface. That is, until now. We are bringing to you the opportunity to own a piece of Max as we join Going Public for season 2. You don't want to miss this.
Salvador.
Joe, you're muted. Joe, just so you know, you're still muted. Oh, I see.
They have it as.
One second, Chris.
Yeah, sounds good. So again, folks, just our interpretation from what we've seen, this brings a really, really interesting approach to Max International, because Max is not walking away from the network marketing. And I know Joe's going to cover all of that. It's going to be an add-on, but it's going to bring a really interesting opportunity for people that are willing to invest. I don't know the details, and
Okay.
that's the reason. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe. Back to you.
Sorry, Chris. I was just trying to track my bag. Anyway, so that's a sample of what how they're going to promote it. There's going to be a whole PR thing going on throughout the summer, and so it should generate a ton of publicity for Max and for us, which should really help us in terms of the legitimacy of the products, the science behind the products, all that type of stuff. We also, in addition to this, we've put together 3 human clinicals that are going to be going on. Actually, they're going to start this week. We're going to make sure that those human clinicals, at least one of them, is completed before the show goes on the air. We think that that is very, very important. The FDA has sent out a notice to every nutritional supplement company in the U.S. saying that they're going to be scrutinizing claims, and obviously that's very important because most nutritional supplement companies don't validate their products with human clinicals. We're going to be in front of that because all of us know that we have 55 studies on ribosine right now, and we're just waiting for the human clinicals to get completed. So now we're going to push that agenda, because with this level of publicity, it's very important for me to be able to go in front of that audience and say that Max is willing to put our products to the test, and in fact, we have. and put that out there so that people know. So we also have, as you guys know, Chris Mullen is a part of Max. He has agreed to come on the program with us, and he signed an endorsement contract. So he is going to be perfect, because the audience that this show is going to are people between basically 40 and 60. Their average income is over $300,000 a year, and their average net worth is 2.3 million. So all of those folks have just watched their parents go through COVID, and their number one concern is their health. And clearly they don't care about what the products cost, but they do care about the legitimacy of the products. So from what we've seen in their data is that they go through and they do research, and the more research somebody does on our products, the better. And so we are in a position now to show them that our products are proven, and that, you know, obviously there's huge health benefits with our products. So we think that this is going to do amazing things for the business overall. And so in addition to that, what we have put together is that we are offering to our key partners. And the reason that we're announcing this to you guys is that we're going to give you guys the opportunity to invest in Max at a friends and family round at a much lower valuation than what we're going to be going on to the Going Public show. Because this means there's a lot of things that it means. One, we're very confident that this is going to increase our sales substantially. And we know that it will increase our credibility all down the line. And so we know that we wouldn't be here without you guys. And so we want to give you guys the opportunity before everybody else in the world can do that click to invest stuff and be a part of the investment opportunity at a friends and family rate. Very important that none of you feel like you have to. That is not the intent. We do not want people to feel like this is something that is required, but we do feel that it's important for the people who are critical to having gotten us to where we are, to being, you know, so loyal to us over the years, doing everything and working with us through thick and thin, that we believe in this opportunity tremendously. And it just feels like the right thing to do to include our core loyal people to have this opportunity. Because we think that when we start to look at the business from a critical standpoint and how to increase Max's total valuation, we have to look at every opportunity and maximize our means of distribution, no matter whichever country it is, to increase the sales in Max. And so there's direct income, where people, you know, sell product and make commission. And there are two ways right now to do that. That's through network marketing, which we completely believe in. We think that Mexico is going to be one of the biggest network marketing countries in the world for us. So there's direct income. Then there's indirect income, or indirect increase in your net worth. And that comes through, you know, investing in companies, owning stock, and watching the valuation go from 25 million to wherever the heck we end up, which could be something super special. And so in this way, we're trying to line up the economic interests of the people that are our partners in the best way that we can, and have you guys have the same opportunity that we do, and the same opportunity that our employees do, so that should we become that next unicorn, that you guys are a part of it at the earliest possible stage. And again, I emphasize this, that any investment has a risk. There are no guarantees, but you guys know this business as well as anybody. You understand our products, you understand our management. And so you're in a great position to make a judgment as to whether this is something you want to participate in. Now, part of the reason that this Going Public thing exists is because traditionally venture capitalists and institutional investors are the only people that would get a chance to invest in a company at this stage. There's good things about that and bad things. The good thing about it is that companies like ours have the potential to become the USANAs of the world or the New Skins of the world and have these huge valuations. The bad side of it is that companies at this stage are also risky, and often people don't have an investment profile to participate that or should participate in companies at this stage. So that's the good side and the bad side, and that's why you have all of these rules in the U.S. around investing in companies, because the SEC wants to try to protect investors. So, but in 2013, they changed the law to allow for this type of crowdfunding so that people could have this opportunity. And that is what this is going under. So it's important to understand this is not going on to a public exchange. This will not be a very liquid investment initially, but it does give people an opportunity to invest and be involved in the upside of the organization, should you choose to do that. And so, since we were doing the going public to the general public, we wanted to make sure that we were giving our people a discounted rate for the loyalty that everybody has shown over the years, and give them the opportunity. So that's the motivation. Again, I'm gonna say this about 1 million times to folks: you do not have to do this. You do not. There's no boiler room, no pressure. It is simply something that I felt obligated to give to the people who have been so loyal to us, and understand these products and believe in this company in the same manner that I do. And if it does go to $1 billion or $2 billion or wherever we end up, I don't want to ever have to say that I didn't offer it to the people that matter. So that's the intent. And believe me, I understand if somebody's financial situation is that they can't, or whatever. No deal. This is more to assuage my feelings of loyalty than anything else. So, okay, so that's what's happening. There's going to be a whole PR campaign that's behind this to publicize the show. Max is going to be across all of the properties of the Wall Street Journal and Dow Jones Group as they try to draw viewers to the show. And overall, I'm tremendously excited about this. We've been working on this for 18 months. It's been a lot of work to get to this point, and it's going to really fire up over the next 6 months, over the next 3 months for sure, and should be extremely exciting.
This is wonderful news, Joe. And if I may just underline a few things as a networker, again, I just wanted to reference that the model that we're into, the network marketing model, is not being, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not getting rid of the model itself. It's going to continue, as Joe stated. We also have the affiliate side of things for folks that likes the affiliate aspect of things. And
that's an important thing. And I'm glad, Chris, you brought that up.
Sure.
So when we think about from an investor's perspective, right? The most important thing for an investor is the company profitable and making decisions that is sound economically and business-wise sound. Different markets, different means of distribution work better or worse. It just depends. Let's take the Singapore market, for example. Singapore is not a country where network marketing is going to be effective. And there are a lot of different reasons for that. The number one reason is that Singaporeans, their average income is $50,000 a year, right? So they're not that interested in doing something, and putting in the effort that it takes to build the network, because there are many, many different ways for them to make significant amount of money. It's not going to be very effective in a place like Dubai. Very difficult, different culture. People with the natives have a lot of money. It's just not going to work very well there. But there are countries where it's going to work extremely well, like Mexico, which is a country we've just opened up. We think that will be one of our biggest markets, and we absolutely are going to support the network marketing means of doing business. When you think about the U.S. market, I hate to say it about our people, but we like to click a button and have the product delivered to our doorstep. so it's a different market. So like affiliate marketing in the US is very, very important because that's what people are comfortable with. Last year on June 24th on New Skin's investor update from their CFO, he said that in the next 3 to 5 years, he expects 75% of New Skin's sales to be through affiliate marketing. That's a stunning statement from one of the biggest network marketing companies in the world, that they are telling Wall Street that that's where they think their sales are going to come from. And if you go to their website, you can see it. It's very hard to identify them as a network marketing company, and that's why. So from an investment standpoint, we have to think about matching the distribution model to the market that we're operating in. That's very, very important. So we are absolutely not abandoning any of them because they all have validity. It just depends on where you're doing. And so we want to maximize the value of the company. We want to maximize the opportunity and the businesses that people have built. And we're going to make the decisions that are necessary to do that. And so thanks for bringing that up, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, this PR that's going to be going on right now, that's really going to elevate who we are as a company, as a product, and the benefits that people will get will just exponentially expand, which brings to another point is we know that Amazon, it's been a bit of a thorn on our foot because there are actually associates that are underselling on Amazon. And I know you have an answer for that too. It'll be wonderful if you can address that so folks can get a feel for how this is going to be handled.
So why don't we do that in real time? Why don't you pull up Amazon.com?
Sure.
And Chris is absolutely right. We've received from associates who correctly over the years that we need to take this Amazon problem and deal with it because people are buying it straight off of Amazon and not through your efforts. And so we've been working at this problem for years, and finally what we've done over the last several months is just stop selling to any people that were selling it on Amazon. And what we were trying to do is get price control, is to stop people from underselling. And so, Chris, if you go ahead on there and type in Cellgevity, we finally have started to see results where the products are not being sold cheaply. And so what do you see there? Okay,
right
so
now,
$82. And I see one it's somebody's buying it at $70 or $69. So we're starting to see significant results. That there's nothing on there that's like $55 and prices that I've seen in the past, which are way too low. And so even this person or whoever these guys, they only have 10 left in stock. If you take a look at that one, Chris, there, so they get 10 left. They're selling at 138. So we really have focused on getting this under control.
So in other words, one of the benefits that's going to happen is the Cellgevity on Amazon will end up being more expensive than becoming an associate and buying the product. Am I correct?
That's right. That's very important that we have control of the price so that we protect your network marketing business. We will always be able to keep the prices through the network the cheapest. So I think that's important, and that is especially important given that we're going to have what we think is going to be an extreme amount of publicity. So we're really excited about the whole thing. We think it'll make business a lot easier, that people's minds will be prepared and actually looking for Cellgevity and looking for all of our other products, because when people get a first impression with Max being the glutathione company and understanding what glutathione is, understanding our science, it should really enhance everyone's business opportunity completely.
That's wonderful. And folks, as we're coming to an end on this call here, if you have any comments, questions, do feel free to post them. Tammy, if you can help me out monitoring this, make sure we don't forget if there are any. so again, folks, what we're dealing with here, Tammy is, oh yeah, Tammy was actually sending me a quick private message here, is to cover the human studies that I think you quickly touched on it, because right now we have animal studies, and I know that that's not sufficient in some cases, obviously, for what it is that you're working on. Maybe you want to touch on the human clinicals and studies that are going to be worked on.
Well, we think that's very important. We've contracted to have 3 human clinicals done starting this month. And so we're hoping to have at least one of those studies completed by the time we're on the show. At a minimum, we'll be able to absolutely say that we are conducting human clinicals. We think that that is what a lot of people have been waiting for. And so we push that agenda, and they are in fact going to be done.
Okay. So folks, when you look at all of this here and you think about all of that, the PR is going to be off the chart. The marketing aspect is just going to expand. And for you, it's going to, you'll be able to use a lot of the PR that are out there to add on to the value. And in the same token, if someone chooses to buy on Amazon, well, they'll pay more money than if they become an associate with you. Again, that's another selling point. So as we keep evolving and these trial times, Max is kind of shaping up and rediscovering themselves. And I think the direction we're taking, keep in mind that the value and the asset of the company will increase exponentially. So a lot of the challenge that we're facing today will be a thing of the past. So for those of you that are staying focused, that are building your Max business and continuing in the nature of what we're doing, what we've been doing for the past 16, now close to 17 years, you're going to do absolutely amazing. So again, that is very, very exciting. And so Joe, I really appreciate the time you're taking here, despite the bind that you're into here. So thank you for taking the time. Is there anything else that you'd like to add as we end?
Oh, no, really, it's just a big thank you to the people who have been so loyal to us over the years. We wouldn't have had this opportunity without you guys sticking with us. So personally, I appreciate all the work and effort that everybody has put in. All of you, I think, know that I will always do what I think is best for the company and the business. And I will always do what's best for you guys. And that is why we're making sure that we give you guys this opportunity, because you deserve it. And we want you to participate in the growth and the expansion of Max in every way. And I think that the future for us is extraordinarily bright. I've always maintained that if people knew what we had, we would be $1 billion company overnight. And I think people are going to now see what we've got.
I totally agree, Joe.
I have been dying to get to this point. Like, we have been working like maniacs to get to this point. And so I can't wait to see what happens next. I am just so over the moon about this.
That's exciting, Joe, and I can feel the excitement, and this is actually really refreshing to hear. Now, Sylvia has a question, and I know that there's going to be more to come with that, but when it comes to the investor, what's in it for the investor? So if someone decides to invest, let's say I turn around and I choose to invest $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever that amount may be. How will that be? How will that work?
Yeah, so we're going to our friends and family at a $25 million valuation. And so the way you look at it then is, as the company goes up in market cap, we're going to offer on the going public show, it's going to be likely at a $50 million valuation. And then as we grow and generate revenue, this is indirect income. It's just as if you owned shares in another company. The exception being, and this is very important, it's not on an exchange. So until we actually list, it's not liquid. Okay, this is a public offering. So what's in it for the investors is you're buying something that you think will be worth more tomorrow. That's the idea. Hang on a
Now-
second.
And there's a question here from Perkins. Again, I think Joe might have answered a question here is how much control would the investor have on the comp plan? Well, again, it's not publicly traded, so there's zero control on the outside world. So I don't know if you want to add something
Yeah.
to this, Joe.
So oftentimes, I think what the question is getting at is when you have outside investors, you now have a group of people that are interested in profitability, and comp plan is a source of an expense, right? Commissions are an expense. So the good thing for us is because we are diversifying our means of distribution, whether it's network marketing or affiliate marketing or selling direct, that's going to diversify our expenses and allow us to support the network side of the business. So and we're not giving over voting control to anybody. So for example, a good example of that is Mark Zuckerberg owns something like 20% of Facebook, yet he controls the whole operation. Right. So you can structure your stock, giving certain rights to the stockholders. And so we're not giving up operational control.
Okay.
That will remain with my group.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Now, Ajoki Usu, your question is more of a technical question in reference to PayPal. How do you connect your PayPal account to your bank account? These are things that we can address. So feel free to connect with me tomorrow, maybe, and we can talk about that. Okay, I hope this helps because this is probably not the call for this. And who's Jose? What is the initial price of the pre-IPO? Again, it's not a publicly traded stock, but I don't know, Joe, if you want to address that.
Yeah, it's not. This is an early stage. This is would be considered just above the venture round of funding, right? It's an early stage offering. We're nowhere near going through an actual public offering. That's another level of diligence and another level of financial reporting, and so we're ways off from doing that.
Okay, wonderful. I think we're good for questions. Tammy, do you have anything else you want to add? And as we end the call,
I'm having some internet. Yeah. Can you know?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
we
to
hear you.
connect your hardwire, Tammy, but please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm having internet issues tonight. So anybody can invest around the world, correct?
When the going public goes live, yes, that's true. But I'm going to make it very, very clear. There are certain people that I will not be offering friends and family to because they're not my friends and they're certainly not my family. And I have zero interest in making money for certain people that have been associated with Max, and I will intentionally exclude them from this. I am not taking on investment or opportunity, at the best price possible to people who have been, disloyal to Max or downright nasty to me. That's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now.
Understood. So basically, translation, folks, is Joe is committed to the people who have been committed to Max International that have been, running with the torch for 16 and a half years and never stopped. And they've always looked for the well-being of the company. As we know,
I was speaking of Dr. Lee, just so you know. So maybe, Joe, I can set you up with him in Indonesia.
That would be probably a private call, Tammy, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, look, I'm a pretty nice guy most of the time, but I know who's been loyal to us, and I know who hasn't. And as like Santa made a list, he's checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty and nice. Well, if you've been nasty to me, you ain't participating in this. Full stop.
I get you. There's been a lot of work to make this possible, and of course, people are always have their hands out when they see an opportunity to run with profits. And I get it.
I can't stop people from investing on the going public show, because obviously that's open to everyone, but I sure as shit can stop people from investing in their friends and family.
I'll have to screen this. So that's all good. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. I know that John has asked a question here is what is a long-term vision for Max?
Well, this is going to put us into a totally different stratosphere. We've never had this type of publicity. And I think that when you look at the group, when you look at the audience that this is going to be appealing to, it's like the best target audience that you've ever seen. This is people with incredible discretionary income. It's people that are scrutinizing the products that they buy, and they're looking for health products. They want them. You know, COVID hit North America harder than the rest of the world because of a lot of different reasons, but the age of the population, you know, the health conditions of a lot of folks, you know, so all of us know that our products are very significant in terms of helping people's health. And the fact is that they're proven, right? That we have so many studies, and now we're going to have human clinicals. And I think when we do a good public relations campaign pre this show, it's going to put us into a different category, I think, than almost any other supplement company in the world. I mean, how many companies have legitimate means of raising glutathione? And I can tell you, there's one. We beat everybody, hands down. And I'm going to go on that show and I'm going to challenge the world. Come show us that you're better. We'll take anybody on because the products are legit. The science is legit. We've got the absolute best technology in the world, and people just don't know about it yet. I mean, I think all of us know from the years of working with these products, the testimonials, the legitimate results are stunning. The effect that these products have on people's lives. I mean, look, I mean, I know from the product shortages in Ghana and Nigeria, the WhatsApp messages that I get constantly saying, you know, my parents need this product. Can you please ship some over? It's nothing. It very rarely has anything to do with people's income. It has everything to do with they have a family member that needs the products because it legitimately helps. You know, and so when you have, you know, the basis of any good business is having a great product. And then the things after that, the marketing, all of that supports that great product. But if you have a product that is full of it, people find out very quickly, and then they don't repeat buy. Listen, I know personally, you know, when we were short on Infuse, how important Infuse is. The product helps your body produce glutathione. Specifically, it was built to do that. And the demand for it is increasing, and the calls for it are increasing. Same for ATP. You know, it's specifically scientifically designed to do a particular thing in our bodies, and it does it, and it works. You know, so we have such an advantage because the product development team here did a great job. The products do what they say, and they work, and they're effective. It's just always been a question of publicity, of getting people to know our products. It's never been a question of whether our products are the best in the market, because they absolutely are. And so, and that's going to be seen by millions of people. And, you know, if we all as a group work to publicize that, work to drive people to the show, work to drive people to, you know, our networks or our affiliate sites, and we have all this legitimacy that's backing it, man, the sky is the limit for us. You know, one of the things that is exciting is that we have all of the infrastructure in place, right? This is a streaming show, so this is going to go around the world. Think about how much legitimacy this is going to add to the networks in Ghana or in Mexico, that that Max International is on a show that is being promoted by the Wall Street Journal. that's serious legitimacy. That's serious stability. There's a lot of turmoil going on in our industry right now that I'm sure you guys are all aware of. And this is something that is going to show Max to be different from the crowd on a number of different levels. And so I think that this is such a game changer for us across the board that worldwide, with all of our operations in all of these different countries, you're going to see sales go up everywhere. I think demand for the products across the board is going to go up. We've got the infrastructure to produce, ship, sell products in 20 countries around the world. Not a lot of companies can say that. And this is going to give people something unbelievably special to talk about and to point to the legitimacy of our products, especially now that the human clinicals are going to be done. And when I was talking to the scientists that are going to be conducting the human clinicals, the guy says to me, he goes, this is going to work, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know it's going to work. He's like, you've got studies that go back to the 1980s. He's like, nobody has that. He's like, this is almost like a fait accompli. I don't even know why we have to do this. They're that confident in what the results are going to be because of the depth of the science that we have. So I think this is going to be a game changer in every possible way.
I agree, Joe. And I know, Lutz, you were talking about further training. Keep in mind that, and Joe knows I'm that squeaky wheel to, for communication, training. Let people know. So I assure you that all of you will have plenty of time to figure things out. In moving forward, I know Mary Paul mentioned when will season 2 go live? I don't know if that's information you have with you, Joe.
I don't have the exact date because we have to get SEC approved, and so we're gonna file our documents, our offering circular with the SEC. If you go onto the Going Public website, you'll see that all the companies in season 1 had an offering circular. We've been working on that for a long time to get that right, and so that has to get approved. So my guess is look for it sometimes around late October, early November. And it's going to be a series. It's not just one show. It's like a series of 6 different programs.
Wow.
So it's not going to be like one show, flash in the pan. This is going to be on for like a month at least.
So hold on to your belts here, folks, because it's going to rock. Now, just very quickly, folks, now we have like 3 minutes left and the questions are popping in now.
No, go ahead. You can ask. I've got time before my next flight, so I can
Okay.
answer
Yeah,
people's questions.
Yeah. Now, Linda, she talked about it's more of a predicted growth, right? Are we prepared for what may come? And if let's say the order becomes overwhelming, is Max able to support that?
So we are making a very significant product order this month, right? We're ordering a lot of product. And with this initial discussion, we expect that people are going to get pretty excited about this opportunity, and we're all going to start to really work to promote it. And we think we're going to start to see trends with respect to increases in products. When our PR campaign happens and a big press release is done by Going Public, we expect that we're going to start to see increases in sales. And so every penny that we get right now is going towards buying product. It's check the trends, make the orders. We've already been coordinating with our manufacturers, so they know what's happening. They're extremely optimistic about what can be done, and so we have to reserve time on the production line, and we expect, and in fact they expect our sales to go up substantially. And so we've been basing our predictions on a very conservative model. The estimates that we have for people watching the show will be between at worst 1 to 1.5 million people. We think that if you take direct sales as an example, direct marketing, that generally gets about a 1% success rate. So we expect our sales to increase by 10 to 20,000 units per month.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, Beth has a quick question here is when will we be informed of the investment costs. I should say that 3 times in a row, for friends and family.
Yep. So if you're interested in it, please send your name to Chris and Tammy. They'll be gathering the list of their key people, and then we will send you guys the terms.
Okay, thank you. John, how are we ready to scale to handle this new level? Okay, I think Joyce, I just handled that, John. Yeah, when it comes to Ghana, I know that there was a brand new shipment that occurred. We thought we'd be good till the end of the month, and in 2 days, everything was sold. So again, I don't have answer for you, but the question is, production for products in Ghana is moving very quickly to become.
So this is an important point from a business perspective. When we did an analysis on Amazon of all those people who were underselling the products, what we saw was on the same day that somebody was selling a 1 month supply of Celgevity for $53, there was another person buying the product, same product, for $85, which means that our product has price inelasticity because people didn't care about whether it was $53 or not. They just wanted to buy the product. Now, this may be shocking, but there is a certain amount of price inelasticity even in Ghana, because we were told if we tried to increase our prices to US prices, that we wouldn't sell the product. Well, we sold out in 2 days. People understand that these products work. So whether you're in the Philippines, Nigeria, or Ghana, value sells.
I agree
Something
100%.
works, it sells. So think about that, what that means as we approach an audience that literally doesn't care about price. They're going to find a tremendous value. These are people that are paying $200 to get a glutathione injection.
Agreed. It won't even last because it dissipates. And
Yeah,
now
so
I know that
we anticipate that as we do a publicity campaign, that the demand for the products are going to increase incredibly, which means for you guys, it becomes imperative that you all of us study and understand social media and marketing online. It is so important because this is going to be a way to connect to a lot of people.
I
And
totally agree.
we have an associate in the Philippines that has been doing this, and he's the fastest growing networker in the Philippines because he's using his affiliate marketing to bring people into the business. And his team is growing faster than anybody's. So, and he's selling product online for $90 a unit in the Philippines, mind you. The value of the product is there. We just have to really focus and understand how to do that part of this business well. It can certainly increase your network business. So
Understatement.
I can't emphasize it to you guys enough to study up, really learn and implement it, because it's just going to be a very big opportunity. Because you guys are the ones that understand this product better than anybody.
Agreed. As a matter of fact, I have actually a commitment at 9 o'clock with a gentleman, a leader in the Philippines, so I need to attend to that. But just the last point that I want to address for Tammy here is, are you able to share what the human studies that you're working on right now?
Well, I don't want to go into the specifics, but I will tell you that Dr. Nagasawa and Dr. Scott Nagasawa, have worked with the people doing the studies to put down the markers that they believe should be looked at. So it's they're the markers that are going to be, critical to a person looking at it and saying whether they want to buy a glutathione product or not.
Hey, Joe, listen, I really, really appreciate your time. And again, sorry that you had to go through all of this. Trust me, Tammy and I can relate to what you're going through. We've been there quite a few times. Not the tire flat, but delays. Like we can
never had that happen before. That was a first.
Yeah. So again, thank you so much, and safe travels. And we'll chat very soon. So everybody,
all right. Well, thank you guys again. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience. Thanks for waiting. I told you in May on our call like this that we had some big news coming. Well, this is the big news, and I'm overjoyed. And again, I really thank you guys a lot for your loyalty, faith, and belief over the years. I work really, really hard to make sure that that I'm going to honor that, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys for the next 15 years, because I think it's going to be explosive and fun. You deserve some fun.
Certainly do. So Joe, again, thank you very much for your time. And Tammy and I really appreciate all of you guys. We look out for each other. And again, stay tuned for future calls and trainings, and stay plugged in, folks. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Just keep moving forward, stay the course. I'm telling you, there's some good things that are aligned, and let's keep moving forward. So everybody have yourself a great evening. The call is recorded. It will be posted tomorrow on the Active Team YouTube channel. Everybody have a great evening, and bye for now.
See you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.